Welcome to the Bag of Mapping Maps tutorial, covering just moving about on the maps, between the maps, and some useful game settings. This first map is a winter village, and I got it from one of our partners, Morval Press. It's one of their free maps on their website. The second map is like a mountain lake, and I got this one from another one of our partners, Crowpox Maps. So thanks to both of them for helping out. So first, something just for general use of a map. This little eyeball you see right here, you can click and move it around, and that is where you'll focus whenever you first move into a map. Also, if you press down the letter T, you get this little target, so you can explain stuff over here. Or you can also just click on a new location, and it brings everyone's focus to that spot. This is the GM view. If I click over to here, here's the player view. Player view, you can see it gives you the map name, and it says First Cursed Town. But the thing is, when they first came to this town, they don't know anything about the plot line of the 7 cursed towns. And as a DM, you don't really want them to know that. So that you can keep your maps organized in your head, and you can give the names or information you want to your players. If we go back to the DM view, down here in settings, if you click on that, there's a number of useful things. They're mostly pretty self-explanatory. First, I want to just point out that up top here you have some links that are useful, more tutorials, or going and joining in on Discord where you can actually talk to the developers themselves or the community at large, ask questions, give suggestions, just say thanks. But then as you go down, you have obvious interface settings, like do you like animations or are they annoying? You can turn them off. You get the grid. You can turn the grid on or off if you want. What I'm going to show you is under game settings. So you click on that, you see the map names there. And now if you want, you can have a player name for the map. So let's say I click on that and name this, if I can spell right here, here we go, Lakeville. So now I hit save, close that out. Now if I go back to the player view on this, see now it says Lakeville. And that's what the players will say as they're going through. And then at some dramatic moment, you can change it to a cursed town or something like that. The last thing I will cover is moving from map to map. So it's very easy, but there's just a couple behaviors you should be aware of. The most basic way to move from map to map is just go to the top left here. You hit select map. Shows you all your different maps. I'm now going to move everyone to the mountain lake. So it pops up and you get to choose how many players you want to move to the mountain lake. So I'm going to say select all and then hit open map and move heroes. And it just automatically brings you over here. Now just in case you don't have something set up quite right, while it will center you on where the eyeball is, it won't drop the players out automatically. So you just drag them from the token bin. Especially if there's fog of war dynamic lighting going on. This can be a very important thing. So the first couple things I want to point out is first, your familiars didn't come with you. That's because they're NPCs and only players get moved back and forth between maps. But second, as we go back and look at the town, you can see the players are still there, the player tokens anyway. Now this concerned me when I first saw this, but you don't have to be. Player tokens, no matter what map they are changed on, they are changed the same way throughout all the maps they're on. Okay, the second thing is how do you move your NPCs that are traveling with you, or how do you move the, say, familiars? So first, coming back here, I would say there's two ways to do it. First, if you do the yellow plus, you can go to use DM tokens. So you can click on that, and those were wolves, so I can type wolf. And you can see here, though, the red ones are monsters. The gray ones, see the gray outside circle there, are NPCs. So I know this is the wolf that I want, so I'll take that and put him out here. Now, the problem can be if NPCs or monsters, if you change them on this map, they're not changed on the other map. So if you want to keep this group all together, let me just quick, I'm going to just delete all these guys. Delete. And then go back to town. So now what you can do is just use the mount feature. So these wolves are the wizard's familiars. So we're going to start hopping around different places now. I'm going to put them with the wizard. And now go to select map, go to Mountain Lake, select all, move them over there, and now they're all here, and whatever is mounted inside of the wizard there is there. So you can just unload them as you need to. They're really for familiars. You could probably just sometimes leave them with whatever they're familiar with, because you can use their, the character sheets while they're in there. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you, which is a useful way to move around. I'm going to delete these. Go back to the town here. We have our players and their familiars. There are teleportation tokens that you can use to move around, which is it's a really convenient way you can set up movement fast and easy ahead of time to exactly where you want. So I'm just going to grab everyone, zoom out here for a sec, and you can see up here in it's called the Sacred Grove or some such thing, is a teleportation token. Now you can see the little eyeball slash through it. That means players can't see it. And at this point for teleportation tokens, things to understand are players can activate them. It's for the convenience of the DM, but will that change in the future? I don't know. It might. I could see easily there being the ability to move around a map to different locations by clicking on it as well, say like simulating a stairwell or some such thing. But currently that's not the case. It's just moving to another specific map. So the DM would just click on the teleportation token, hit take players there, and quick and easy you're there. So with a very small amount of effort, you can set up some of these tokens, and movement between maps during your game session is very fast and easy this way. But for now, enjoy your bag of mapping.